Yukinobu Tatsu has been firing on all cylinders to set up what feels like is going to be one of the best and most impactful arcs of the entire series. Similar to the space globalists, everyone we have made a relationship with up until this point is here. Minus, Peeny Weenie, who is solely missed here, at least by me. Because this arc has primarily affected the students, and it doesn't seem like Count Saint Germain has set his sights on the aliens of Earth at least, he and Chiquita might stay absent this arc, is what I would say. If this chapter didn't open up with one of the craziest plot developments yet, which is revealing that one of the Kerr soldiers survived, and not only that, wasn't actually an octopus person and was a humanoid alien girl similar to Vamola the whole time. Now, if you were in deep in the DanDaDan community, you would know that there was a volume extra where there was a brief secret scene that vaguely revealed the space fighter exosuit had crash landed somewhere on Earth and survived. Not only that, they were speaking for someone asking them for help, and it seems like this is the full rendition of that secret scene. Now, this alien is an octopus shape, but it is similar to the rest of the Kerr in that the gravity of Earth is just so heavy for them, it makes it tough to stand or even exist, really. And with a damaged exosuit, the alien is essentially stranded on this planet with no allies, no way to get help, or way to even really function and try to survive properly due to the atmosphere. It's also possible that this is Reiko Kashima's domain as well, found at the start of the Space Globalist arc by Momo and Vamola, although it could just be a similar or reused background. With the appearance of Count Saint Germain and his hunt for any and all supernatural phenomena, we shouldn't discount his potential of at least trying to steal Reiko's powers. For now, we can only speculate though, and although it seems that our friend Count Saint Germain is here to offer help to the incapacitated alien, it is important to be aware that these two characters likely do already know each other. At least, there's high potential of that due to Count Saint Germain's involvement with the Kerr that was revealed by the Serpoans. And it seems to be this way because the alien is somewhat hostile at first, passive-aggressive almost, you would say, getting right to the point and asking what Germain wants in return, instead of feeding into his attempts to pretend to care and offer help out of the goodness of his heart. And sure, you could argue that Count Saint Germain can't be evil, he didn't give the alien an ultimatum here, it wasn't help me or I'll kill you. However, I do want to note that there is definitely a level of coercion here that should not be missed. Because, yeah, if the alien declines Germain's offer, sure, he won't kill her directly, but by leaving her on the harsh atmosphere of Earth with no way to fend for herself, he may as well be leaving her for dead if he simply leaves. He even says all of what I just said, almost verbatim, before asking her again if he should or should not lend her a hand. Which, come on. And listen, I know people are really riding for this guy to be some big misdirect and not the true villain, but seeing interactions like this, I just don't buy it. At best, I'm willing to half-heartedly believe the idea that Sanjome and Count Saint Germain might be like different people or just different personas entirely, but even that doesn't seem too realistic to me. I'm open to being wrong though. The man is a weirdo and also a master manipulator, so with no idea what his true goals really are other than plain collection, it makes him easy to suspect, but also easy to write off at the very same time like Kintaka does in a couple chapters. Personally, I'm just a fan of Occam's razor in scenarios like this, at least until I'm proven otherwise. Now, it's unknown when exactly this conversation occurs between Germain and the alien, but when we return to present time, everyone has finally, thankfully everyone made it, rendezvoused at the Ayase residence, just as Grandma Saiko and the priest from the Tsuchinoko incident Manjiro are packing up the car to travel towards Shimane, where the shrine that holds the Uchide no Tachikaze hammer is held. However, despite everything that everyone has been through across the span of a single day, I want to remind everyone, time is of the essence here, and no one can actually properly explain or divulge the full situation that everyone's going through, which is probably gonna lead to some miscommunication or issues down the line. We literally already saw it happen between Ira, Gigi, and Unji not even a chapter ago. So it's possible this could really come back to bite us at the worst possible time. And because of the time, everyone has no choice to split up, which is another terrible decision, mind you, that unfortunately had to really be made because two things are happening at once at entirely different locations. Saiko and Momo are in a rush because the Uchide no Tachikaze hammer can only work during the hours of the ox on the day of a supermoon, and that's tomorrow. Meaning, if they miss this opportunity, Momo could be small for a longer period of time. Sure, that sucks, but now that we've reunited with Zuma, we also know that, one, Zuma could potentially go blind after a while, and Daiki, the boy from the cursed trunk that was originally the person that got stuck there, is just gonna keep aging at an extreme pace until they die. So there are now 3 curses that are on the line that all need to be handled by tomorrow at best. And meanwhile, before Okarun is able to invite himself on Momo's journey to Shimane, Kintaka flies in on his hoverboard and reveals they've uncovered the teacher that has been blackmailing Koki Yukishiro this entire time. And if they don't act now, they could miss their chance to catch him. Which makes Ira and Okarun leave and head towards the school. Meanwhile, the class rep is at the school keeping watch to make sure Koki is safe. However, by the final panel, it seems like the school right now is just the most unsafe place to be, as a silhouette that looks just like the basketball coach teacher approaches the class rep from behind. And sure, this coach did seem innocent enough. It could be a misdirection. He could be fine. I mean, he was even indifferent to Mr. Sanjome when inviting him to the basketball mixer. Who knows what could have happened between these 2 points in time? It's also possible that he was always an enemy. Again, these people don't know each other. They don't know who the real enemy is. Koki doesn't even know who's blackmailing her, so it could be someone that he doesn't know who Mr. Sanjome is. And considering even that little sweet innocent teacher, Miss Adachi, was revealed to be the user of the Jiangshi yokai, we should literally just consider everyone an op, except maybe Queen Nurse, and even she, who knows if she can turn on us. We don't know. Because anyone, it seems, is susceptible to Count Saint Germain's manipulation, especially when he's able to target their largest vulnerabilities: a quiet man's dying wife, an innocent woman's sickly mother, a self-destructive teenager's desire to save people, a young girl's insecurity and cries for attention, an insecure bully's feeling like he's inadequate. Doesn't seem too far out of character for a man we literally just watched hold an alien's life in front of them as if it was an hourglass that was about to run out, and he was the only one that could turn it around to start it over. Count Saint Germain, at least to me, prime enemy number 1, fully suspicious in my eyes. However, I think what could be more nuanced is Count Saint Germain's goals, because again, we still don't even know what DanDaDan is. Perhaps that is the ultimate evil, and Count Saint Germain is just the anti-hero who's willing to do whatever it takes to stop it. Based on his real-life lore that we went over a couple of videos ago, he could have been chasing this evil greatness for centuries, making him jaded over time and cold to others who don't share the same burden as him. Whoever the main bad does turn out to be here, the kind of shit they're doing to weak and vulnerable people is unacceptable and must be stopped, regardless of the mission or the reason behind it. With the main cast splitting their numbers up though, instead of grouping together, and just how large this yokai army does seem to be, as well as how much larger it seems to be growing, bad canon events are most likely going to be present in our future. And speaking of bad omens, an interesting point of contention that I just want to mention in the groups that were formed is the pairings of Ira with Okarun as well as Gigi with Momo, potentially hinting that this might be the character's chances to fully reject and let down Ira and Gigi's crushes and reveal their true feelings towards Momo and Okarun respectively. Because the tension of Ira and Gigi's crushes have been entertaining, sure, but with Momo and Okarun solidifying their relationship as a much more serious, going steady attitude, these loose ends need to be cut off and the caged birds need to be let free to fly to other nests. It'll be sad to see the two of them get their hearts broken, but you know what? With everything that we've been through in this series, I think they're hardened enough to move on, right? Also, not for nothing, Ira and Gigi are, based off of background characters' interactions with them, some of the most attractive people in their school, and Ira and Unji already seem to be doing some passive-aggressive flirting this chapter anyway. So, moving on might be quicker than we think. Ira being the one to say that she'll leave to help Koki also gives weight to my theories that these two characters will be able to help each other develop into better people. Their contrast in talent versus hard work is shown in the small piano recital flashback, and I'm sure that's going to come into play. And with Gigi, Momo, and Unji Zuma all heading off with Grandma Psycho to retrieve the hammer that can break the fairy tale curse, we can potentially find out more lore dumps about whatever yokai are attacking us, whatever secret paranormal organization there is that's been lying in the background this entire time, and even some more things about Count Saint Germain, especially since we have such a more knowledgeable party in Seiko. With how slow burn and how much tension has just been rising in the background these last couple of chapters, I think it's clear the two teams will encounter heavy struggles against whatever opponents they face in these directions they're going. And it will all, at least in my opinion, lead up to one big climax where everyone does finally meet up, and maybe that could even be the basketball mixer, which I don't think is some offhanded event, and I think it's something we should remember and pay attention to. Also, one last thing to leave you with. When we first saw Turbo Granny find out Saint Germain was involved, she referenced someone named Hyper Geezer, and a lot of people just assumed she meant Germain, but what if she was actually talking about Jumping Baba, the yokai given to Heisei, Okarun's bully? The two yokai having some kind of rivalry or at least knowing each other would make sense, considering their similarities, and it makes me wonder if Turbo Granny's weird nature around leaving and the act she put on during her departure was actually because she realized what might have been coming and wanted to try and keep everyone, or at least Okarun, safe from Count Saint Germain. Listen, alls I know, truly and wholeheartedly, is that if Turbo Granny doesn't come back soon, I'm gonna lose my mind. But you guys already know, the minute she does come back, I'll be here to talk about it. Hit that like button, guys. I sincerely appreciate you making it this far into the video, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that awesome moment when Turbo Granny does return and you see me lose my mind and cry. But guys, sincerely, thank you. As always, check out the main channel if you want to check out some extra content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, peace, peace.